Hi, class. Welcome to week 4 of City Life. Just wanted to post a quick video. As you well know, we're finishing our part 2 of ethnography to study street vendors in New York City. This classic ethnography where you have these homeless and nearly homeless women and men surviving on the urban fringes of New York City along Avenue of the Americas, 6th Avenue in New York, where these men and women are able to take and recycle used people's stuff, fix it up, and sell it right back to the wealthy. So these are street entrepreneurs who find creative and clever strategies to find ways to make it in a world that has largely excluded and marginalized them to the periphery of social life. And here we can see that unlike most depictions of the poor as being stupid or lacking industry or lacking intelligence or having mental health issues or being poor, sorry saps incapable of human agency, we see something quite different of people finding creative solutions to their collectively experienced structural problems of poverty, of apartheid, of marginalization. You're going to also see a little bit of this later this year, this semester, when we read my book Down and Out in New Orleans, which in part talks about people who are homeless and near homeless and vagabonds and drifters who find a way to survive on the streets of the French Quarter in the midst of a billion-dollar tourist industry. So all that's coming up. Last week you read the first part of the book of Mitch Denier's book, Sidewalk, and hopefully you watched the videos that complement your reading. Those videos can be found where Denier and other of the characters in his book talk about their experiences conducting this ethnographic project. And so this week you're looking at part 3, the limits of informal social control, part 4, regulating the people who work the streets, and part 5, the construction of decency, and the conclusion. Later this semester, we're going to see a critique from Louis Kant, who challenges these ideas of searching for morality in a bourgeois capitalistic society. And so here we have a French sociologist who's going to take 3 American sociologists to task in their framework of morality and convention while not critiquing a capitalistic society based on class warfare. And so we're going to have a critique to some of this scholarship that we've been reading. And so although these are classic ethnographies that are well done, they are subject to critique and further analysis and challenges that I think are important. I've already, my last discussion or my last video post, I already went over the discussion board with you, and I'm already checking some of those posts out. So make sure you reply or you respond to the discussion board prompt. And again, make sure that your reply posts are just as critical and elaborate as your original post. Always using stories and examples to illustrate your points and substantiate your arguments. As you well know, we also have the City Life Assignment 1 that's due this Friday, and that's the face block map exploration project. And so I've already gone over this project with you, but nonetheless, this assignment aims to provide you with the opportunity to engage in an experimental urban sociology project, doing this what we call face block map. And so you're mapping a frequently traveled route, observing and documenting your social interactions in this route, including familiar faces, landmarks along the way, fostering deeper understanding of the social fabric within the neighborhood or city. You can pretty much do this any way you want to, driving, walking, it's your project. And so be as creative as you like. I'm not one to give you hardened rules to tell you what to do and how to think. You need to be creative, figure things out on yourself, which is what life is all about. figuring things out yourself, being creative, using your mind, being critical. And so I hope that you're able to do that with all of these projects. And so your first steps, according to my instructions, is to select a frequently traveled route, some type of path that you go through towards a friend's house or a coffee shop or to the university or a grocery store, a church or the workplace or wherever you might go. And then you can draw, hopefully you draw and describe, but you can draw this map as well, or you can simply describe. So you create a detailed map of your chosen route and or describe it in exact detail. And of course, you can use symbols, the same thing you would find in any type of map, and they should be labeled as well. And then so that's two, it's drawing and describing the face block map. And then three, identifying the face block as you walk along a route, identify individuals that are familiar to you, neighbors, shopkeepers, store owners, regular customers, or public characters on the street, or people you regularly encounter in the area, and mark the locations where you typically see these familiar people and locations. And then four, you create the map key or the symbols, develop the symbols that represent familiar faces on your map. Consider using different symbols to denote the depth of your relationship with each individual. Circles for acquaintances, stars for good friends. Again, be creative. This is your project. You're not doing it to please me. You're doing it to please yourself. These are your projects. Be creative. Be innovative. That's what I'm looking for. And then provide a reflective analysis. Write a reflective analysis of your face block map. Consider the following questions. What patterns or trends do you notice in terms of where you encounter familiar faces? How has the route and the people along it shaped your sense of place and community? Are there any unexpected connections or insights that emerge from this mapping exercise? Just some reflection, and make sure, you know, the kind of what I'm looking for is that you have clarity and accuracy in the Facebook map, but you're creative, innovative, and thoughtful in your project, including with the symbol creation and key development, that you're insightful in your analysis of social patterns and relationships along the route, and that your reflection has some type of significance or meaning on urban life or an understanding of social dynamics in the neighborhood or in the city. And so I create these to so you can get a deeper sense of the social fabric of urban life and your connection to it. And so enjoy the projects and enjoy doing these things. And something I did, I noticed that y'all, I had it set up where you're just submitting it to me, your face block projects. And so I also created a complimentary discussion board. So submit your project to the discussion board so other people can see it, and make at least one response to one of your peers in the discussion board, and also submit that assignment to me in that Dropbox, and then I'll give it a grade. But I think we should have a larger class discussion on this assignment one, so you can see what other people did and see how creative and innovative they were. And so I think that'll be nice for everyone to see. We can share this. And then I'll just give you a grade when you submit it to me personally, and both are due on Friday. Just copy and paste what you submit to me to the discussion board, or likewise copy what you put on discussion board to me in the assignments module. Other than that, next week, you're going to do an assignment 2, describing social scenes. I'm going to have a video lecture on describing social scenes, and I'm going to give you 3 examples from the scholarly literature that does, I believe, a pretty good job of describing social scenes, and that's going to be available to you on Canvas. So look out for that video post where I talk about those social scenes, and you'll be able to go out into a place and just observe human behavior. It could be a coffee shop or whatever. You're not talking to people or interacting with people or anything like that. You're just simply observing a social scene and describing it. And I'm going to, again, give you one of my handouts on that, describing how I go about doing it from my own ethnographic research. And then I'll also post a video kind of discussing that with you to better prepare you for that assignment. And again, all these assignments are supposed to be enjoyable. Add something new to the class, something different that you don't do in most classes. And so I really hope that you enjoy that. Other than that, feel free to email for anything. Great class so far. Keep up the solid effort, and I appreciate y'all. Cheers.